I took a stroll downtown this evening when I heard music echo through the night. So I started running so I wouldn't be too late. In the neon light, with the music on repeat through the night.
Welcome everyone to Coaching in a Session. My name is Michael Reardon and I'll be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about another concept that I am going to be bringing to the table. And that's going to be the concept of total mindset. And we're going to be diving into what total mindset means, breaking that down, and how it can help you. Now, when I was thinking about the concept of total mindset, what I was thinking of was, what does it take for someone to be successful? What does it take for someone to finally get all the pieces to the puzzle and then be willing to put it together? Because many of us have multiple things going for us. Maybe we have a roof over our head, a job, we're alive. I mean, there's so many different things that we might be taking for granted, but it could be a critical factor. And that critical factor is something that we need to understand, but there's more to it. Many people think, oh, what's my purpose? What's my passion? What's my gift? And if they can find that, all of a sudden everything goes well, right? Well, that's not the case. Similar to financial freedom. Many people want financial freedom. Many people want to win the lotto. Many people want things given to them. But yet, when it comes to putting in the work, when it comes to really deciding what you need, you want everything sugar-coated, or at least the majority of people do. They would rather have the easy way. The problem with the easy way is that everyone wants it, and not everyone's going to get it. Now, you might be lucky, but will you really leave your life up to luck? You only get one of them. So, what are some ways that we can get into a different type of mindset to take away the luck factor and to put in a little bit of certainty into the equation? So that means your success, your happiness, your joy, your career, your relationships. All of that is dependent on you and the concept that I'm going to be talking to you about today. So let's dive into that blog that I'm going to be breaking down and then coming back to really dive deep into what total mindset means. If you are new to the channel and you need to get to the blog, head over to revenconcepts.com, head over to the resources tab, and then from the resources tab, go down to blogs, and then when you click blog, you will fall onto the page that's going to have the newest blog right on top, and that's going to be the concept of total mindset. Now you can also go in the description box below and just click the blog, and you'll be right where you need to be. When we talk about total mindset, it's going to talk about everything. Everything I have talked about from episode 1, from day 1 of Revenant Concepts. We need to understand what we want, where we are, how we're going to do it, where we're going to be, how to maintain it. It's so much to mindset. What I do as a mindset coach is I help people with the quality of their thoughts. So if you need help with your relationship, we look at the quality of your way of thinking in relationships. Maybe you're a type of person who's very selfish. Is that conducive to a happy and healthy relationship? Maybe. Depends on the type of person you're going out with. If you're going to be a traditional, maybe it could work. If you're going to be traditional modern, it's probably not going to work. And if you're going to be a modern, it's probably not going to work. So we now are getting into the realm of, well, let's really understand what we do and how we do it. One of the things I want you to understand about total mindset is that total mindset is going to be talking about being the hero and the villain in your life. That means you have to know what's politically correct and you have to know what is the hard truth. Sometimes all this woke culture and all this conforming to society is stopping you from living your best life. But Michael, why is me following what society says and does bad for me? Well, the problem is you're not society. You're one piece of the puzzle. Yet you try to fit all the pieces of what society says into your life. But that's not your puzzle. You create your own puzzle. You are a part of your own puzzle. So the idea of total mindset is not so much about understanding what society wants. It's knowing what society wants and then going against it if it goes against what you want. And I'm going to say that again because I know it's going to be one of those things that people are going to be like, what? Society wants you to move a certain way. And you want a certain outcome in your life. Yes or no? Yes, you do. You want to be happy. You want to be financially stable. You want to maybe have a relationship, maybe have a family, maybe have a roof over your head, maybe be able to travel, maybe be able to go out with your friends, maybe have a car. You want things, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting things. Let's play devil's advocate for a second. What is happening with the government? The new green bill. Everyone needs to have an electric car. What would happen if your dream car was not an electric vehicle? Maybe Mustang will come out with an electric vehicle one day. But Mustang's about power. They want something that's going to be powerful, fast. Not something that's going to be plugged in. You can go 200 miles, maybe 300 miles, and that's the end of the road. Pulling over for a quick fill up if you need to go inside to use the restroom and buy some snacks from the gas station you're at, you can do that. Versus looking for a Tesla supercharger all around the neighborhood. And then when you go there, it's either packed and or the Tesla chargers are broke. So what do? We complain. We say, oh, well, we're doing what we're supposed to do, but society is not structured yet for this type of change. We think this change is good, but the reality is many people are in a fantasy world and they need to be woken up. Woke culture is actually a sleep culture. You're not woke, you're asleep. You're being fed a dream. You're being fed a belief that's not conducive to your happiness and that is not conducive to your goals and is not conducive to your future. I never knew a person who would be so adamant about walking into slavery. Oh, I get to be a slave. Oh, I get to give up all my rights. I get to be told what to do. No, you decide what you want for your life. And this goes back to the hero and the villain, where it is about being the hero and the villain. Because if you can really understand what total mindset is, it's the full encompass of what you're trying to do. I like to explain this to new clients. And I say, well, we need to encompass and we need to fulfill our total mindset criteria. So just give a few examples. Let's say you play a sport. You're in basketball. Let's say you're a really good free throw thrower, but you suck everywhere else. You're not a good forward. You're not a good center. You can't shoot threes. You don't have a good jump shot. You can't do a layup. But when you go on that free throw line, you never miss. But every bit of your other game is jagged. You're not well-rounded. Now, yes, free throws are important. But how often are you going to get fouled? Especially if the opposite team, the opposing team, understands that you suck at threes, that you suck at jump shots, that you can't make a layup. They're not going to follow you. That would be stupid of them to follow you. They're going to let you take your shot and then rebound as soon as you miss. Okay, well, let's give a different example, right? Let's say you're a woman. Maybe you're good at makeup, but you're not really good at makeup. You're good at eyelashes. You can put eyelashes in. Maybe you're good with your eyes, eyeliner. But when it comes to foundation, blush, all that, you're terrible. So you have really good looking eyes, but the rest of your face is all jacked up. Okay? Well, not well-rounded. And this is not a jab at someone to say, oh, well, if you don't know how to do something all the way, then you shouldn't do it at all. Or, oh, you're insufficient here, and oh, you're scarce here. That is not what total mindset is. It's about understanding every aspect of what is about to happen and then coming up with a plan to make everything work in your favor. Let's say you're really good at eyes. Going back to our makeup example, you're really good at eyes, so you're going to do your eyes. You find someone who's really good at the foundation, who's really good at the blush, and then you add them to your team. Now you have the complete package. Maybe in basketball, you're really good at free throws, so you're going to figure out how you can pin the other team where, okay, I'm really good at free throws. I'm not really good at jump shots. I'm not really good at layups. But you might be able to get in spots where the other team are leaving open because they think you're going to take the shot. So if you can trick the team thinking, oh yeah, take your shot because they know you're going to miss. They're going to be waiting for the rebound. Pass that ball back out to the three-point line. Most likely you have a guy available. Look for that. Create an opportunity to score. Even though you might not be well-rounded, you will be able to create an opportunity to complete the package, make the team successful. The problem is many people don't want to complete the package. Many people just want what is enough, what they are good at, and what society tells them. And that's a problem, because when we're talking about total mindset, we're talking about being aware and being hungry and taking action toward your goals, toward your dreams. So let's start to break everything down to what I just said. One of the things that I noticed in my coaching and just in general life, people are simple. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that, oh, you're simple, I can read your mind. Oh, you're just a regular Joe on the street. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that people want their basic necessities met. Of course, your basic necessities might be different according to who you are, where you are, environment, etc., etc. For example, maybe if you're living in Miami, your basic necessity is going to be living in a mansion, having a yacht or going on as many yacht parties as possible, having a Lambo, having a bunch of people, friends, things like that, going out and drinking. That might be basic necessities for you. Maybe basic necessities for someone living in Wyoming. Maybe just having a dog in a cabin in the woods and a truck that can't go over 40 miles an hour. There's nothing wrong with that. However, when we're looking at what we want in our life, we need to understand that what society tells us and what we tell us totally different. Society has an influence on how we think, how we operate, but just because society has an influence doesn't mean we're going to do things. Think of the scenario or of cartoons that happen a lot. I'm not sure if they do it nowadays, where you have like an angel on one side and a devil on the other side. The angel's telling you to do good and the devil's telling you to do bad. Which one do you listen to? How about that old saying, the wolf you feed is the wolf that wins? So there's a good wolf, which is going to be happiness, joy that lives inside of you. And then there's going to be a bad wolf that's anger and hatred that lives inside of you. And story goes that whichever one you feed wins. But now we're at a crossroad. Are we really worried about which angel tells us what to do and which actions we do? Are we really worried about which wolf wins? Are we really worried about what society depicts for us? And the truth is, many people do. Many people worry about what society will say to them. And it's difficult and it's lonely, because what you want and what you have to do goes against the grain of what is acknowledged and what is accepted. And many people will fall short just because they decided to be weak. And we have to figure out one of our strengths in life. What are you good at? For me, I'm good at cause and effect. I talk about it in the blog. I am really good at understanding what's happening now and the probability of what's going to happen later. When clients come to me, they tell me typically what has happened, maybe what's happening, and then I'm able to walk them through what could possibly happen and what we would like to happen without any input. And typically they're like, you took the words out of my mouth, but I didn't. It's cause and effect. You told me what you wanted, and I help you get what you want. It sounds like a good deal. You just let me know what you need, and we facilitate that. The problem is people are lazy. People are simple. They want things given to them. They would rather leave their life up to luck. They hope things get better. The thing I don't like about hope is that there's no action necessary for it to be there. Well, I hope tomorrow's a better day. Okay, well, what's that going to do for me? Yeah, I hoped it, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. It could happen. There's a probability that it can happen. There's probably even a good probability it's going to happen. But it's not an action. What would make my tomorrow better? What would that be? Maybe money. Maybe status. How would I get money? How would I get status? What do I need in order to get those? Why not take the actions today to get that tomorrow? While many people dream, they live in this fantasy world. They tiptoe through life and they look to tomorrow as a day that will never come, because today is that tomorrow that people were waiting for. This Monday is literally the Monday that they said that they were going to get their life back in order. They said next week, Monday, I'm going to start. And then when that Monday comes, they just throw it off another week, 2 weeks, month, a year. And they wonder why they don't have a good life. It's difficult to have a total mindset, to see everything, the good, the bad, because people are so easy to fall into the trap of what other people say, whether it be mainstream media, your best friend, your parent. Your truth is your truth. I had the honor of hanging around some public officials, lawyers. They said there's only two truths, your truth and the real truth. But they're mistaken. All those years at Harvard must have been for a waste, because that's not the truth. There's not two truths. If you know anything about truth, there's your truth, there's my truth, and there's a real truth. There's three truths. But the problem with my truth is, if I tell myself something long enough, I'm going to believe it. If someone tells me something long enough and I choose to believe them, that becomes my truth. Now, is it the real truth? Maybe. But the problem is, many people are not truth finders. They simply say, okay, and they move. Politically correct, trying not to hurt anyone's feelings, but you have been lied to. How can we get back to being truthful? And the answer is going to be understanding total mindset. The concept of total mindset is going to be dealing with everything that you need in order to create a synergy in your life that's going to help you get to the life that you want tomorrow, today. Many people want something in their life. They want something good. I don't blame you. I want you to have that good stuff. I want you to be happy. I want you to have that car. I want you to have that house. I want you to have a bank account full of money, a life full of abundance. The problem is, our limiting beliefs have stopped us from being able to be those type of people. And it's my mission to destroy those limiting beliefs from society, from your mind, from all the minds that I can touch, that I can reach. And I'm going to be labeled an enemy. I'm going to be labeled an outcast. I'm going to be labeled a bad guy. I can guarantee you that one day I'm going to be labeled a bad guy. I'm the villain. I'm the villain. And I don't mind. Because I would rather be true to myself, be true to the people that I work with, and help them get to a better tomorrow. The problem is, society doesn't want that. The government doesn't want that for sure. They don't want you to be successful. It might seem like they want you to be successful, but they don't care about you, as do many people in the world. Many people just don't care about you. And what that correlates to is that since people don't care about you, you don't care about yourself. When's the last time you looked in the mirror and you look deep? How many pounds overweight or underweight are you? What are the bags in your eyes telling you? When you look around, who are you surrounded with? Are they good people? Are they people who are treating you poorly? Leeches? When's the last time you wrote a goal or a resolution and you said, I'm really going to keep pushing and I'm not going to stop? When was the last time you did that? Because when you can commit to who you are today, who you are going to become tomorrow, then you can start to really figure out exactly what you need in your life. But many people choose to be a beginner. And once the going gets tough, those people stop moving. So they say, you know what, this is too much work. This is too much for me. So I'm going to stop. And they stop. We need to make sure that when we complete ourselves and we become well-rounded in whatever we are going to do, that we commit, that we make sure we are self-sufficient to get to where we want to be. Now, of course, you can get a coach. They can help round you out. You can get a mentor. They can help teach you and round you out. You can go to the library and read personal development books and listen to motivational videos and listen to this podcast. Eventually, you're going to round yourself out. But what happens if you don't want to wait? To be honest, many people don't want to wait, but they wait because it's easy. Waiting doesn't take any action. Yeah, I might be anxious. I might be eager, but it doesn't take any action for me to wait. So if you are beginning to take action to round yourself out, to fill out your game, you're that basketball player that's really good at free throws. Well, total mindset is going to say that this is not good enough. So what do we have to do? We need to practice our three-pointer. We need to practice our jump shot. We need to practice our layups. We need to practice to become well-rounded, not only for the team, but for ourselves. Because when people understand your weakness, they're going to exploit it. And we all kind of have a weakness, especially in our current society. Cancel culture is real. Someday someone's going to want to cancel me. And they're going to say, Michael is talking this crazy nonsense about mindset. He says you can do anything in your life. He wants you to go off and be amazing and to live abundantly and not to have a scarce mindset. He's crazy. Don't listen to him. Most people should just sit down and be quiet and live the best life they can. But there's going to be some crazy mother duckers out there who are not going to accept that. They're going to say, I like what he's speaking. I want that for me. How do I get that? What do I have to do? How much do I have to commit? And it's not money. It's not time. It's the understanding of exactly the quality and the state of their mind. How tainted is your mind on a scale of 1 to 10? Maybe you don't understand the question. COVID. Are you afraid? Yes or no? Scale of 1 to 10. Climate change, global warming. How bad is it on a scale of 1 to 10? When you look in the mirror, are you obese? Are you too skinny? If you think you're obese, the scale of 1 to 10 will be maybe 1 not being obese, maybe 10 being overly obese. Maybe you might say, I'm perfectly fine. You're just a 5 through and through. There's nothing wrong with you. That's a problem, because when we can't see the problem, we don't look for a solution. Cause and effect. We have lost the ability to critically think in our society. Cause and effect. What is that going to entail? Many people are not going to well round themselves out, how we were talking about earlier. So they're going to go through life incomplete. And the longer they stay incomplete, the longer it's going to take them to realize that they can't complete their life until they decide to become whole, to become the total package, to do the work, to attain a total mindset. It's daunting, I understand. It's confusing, maybe, I understand. But when things are confusing, you have 2 choices: to look into it and how to come up with a solution, or how to come up with an answer that you're going to understand at that point in life or at that point in time, or you can ignore it. The answer is up to you. Your truth is your truth. My truth is my truth. But I do know a basic truth for all of humans in the world, that you can make something out of your life, and you have that ability, no matter your upbringing, no matter your current circumstances, no matter your current mindset. It all can change. You have to be willing for it to change. And if you're not willing, a trauma is going to allow you to change. The problem with trauma is that just because it's going to allow change, it doesn't mean that change is going to be good for your life. So you really need to get a good understanding of where you want to be, where you are, and you need someone in your corner to help you get there. It's just easier. It doesn't have to be me. It could be another coach. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. Whoever you can get that's going to help you complete the package. To complete you. How can you become complete? And it's not that you're incomplete. It's just that you have so much room for potential. Many people just give this facade. Oh, you're beautiful just the way you are. Well, what happened if you didn't accept that and you say, no, I'm not beautiful just the way I am. I could be even more beautiful. I can be even more strong. I can be even more powerful. But that language, that way of thinking is shied upon, is frowned upon, because it's looked at something that is bad, like it's evil. I don't know why having a good life and wanting good things in your life and for your loved ones is a bad thing. But everyone is so quick to give up their rights and their freedoms and to yell at someone and to play the blame game and how someone hurt them, when in reality they were the person who allowed that hurt to affect them. Because at the end of the day, we're in charge of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. So if you give those up, what else do you have left? What else are you going to fight for when everything's taken away? Many people are going to wait till the last minute to sprint to the finish line, but you'll never catch up. The clock has already been ticking. The timer is moving and you are running out of time. And you need to figure out how you can make a change in your life. What do you need to do today? What do you need to do in order to become well-rounded? What do you need in order to get to the total mindset that you need in order to have the desired life that you're looking for? Maybe you're there. Maybe you're close. Keep going. Finish it. But if you accept mediocrity, complacency, normality, that's on you. And you can't blame other people for having more. You can't blame other people for doing better and being better, or for wanting more. Just because you have insecurities and just because you decided to be inadequate in life doesn't mean that other people have to follow suit, because those people are brave. Those people are going to be the true heroes later in life. These false heroes of this hero syndrome in our society, they're all living a lie. And eventually that lie is going to be unraveled. And you just have to figure out, are you going to be on the side of truth, or are you going to be on the side of misinformation? My name is Michael Reardon. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, you can email me coachinginsession@gmail.com, and I will see everyone on the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone, take care.